Hey there, it's me Red Knight and welcome back to my channel for a Valley Deco video. Now as you know, St. Patrick's Day is almost upon us. March the 17th is when it's actually detailed. But we've also got a valley starting in a couple of hours. And the valley we've got this time is going to be related to St. Patrick's Day. Now, first of all, it is a sanctuary valley. And I like sanctuary valleys. You've got a chance to collect lots of animals that are roaming around, pick up the 3, take them back to their pens and get lots of tokens as rewards, which means I can then go spend them in the shop. And I like that part the most. Within the shop itself, once you've collected sufficient tokens, you can get the gorgeous St. Patrick's Day Deco, which I absolutely adore. There's also boosters, diamonds, and a few other activities as well. But what is St. Patrick's Day? Well, what I'm going to do now for this next few seconds is to talk about St. Patrick's Day and give you a lot of information. So sit back, relax, and enjoy. Now, who was St. Patrick? Well, St. Patrick was the patron saint of Ireland, and St. Patrick's Day actually observes his death. But there's a lot of interesting facts that you may not have known about him. For example, St. Patrick actually wasn't Irish, and a lot of the things that we do for the festival are not from Ireland but more from America. So let's find out as we go into the video. Now, as I said, okay, he wasn't Irish. Supposedly he was born from a Christian family in the UK, so either England, Scotland or Wales. Interesting. According to history, he was taken by Irish raiders. How dare they, when he was about 16 years old, and then taken back to Ireland, and then so many years later escaped and then went back to the UK and received religious instructions before returning to Ireland as a missionary. Yeah, he's going back to save the people. Maybe they will repent. Now, one thing I found interesting was to do with the colour. Now, originally I thought it was green, but once looking into this, I realised or found out that actually blue was the more traditional colour that was used in the past. So how did it change and why? Now, these days when we think of St. Patrick's Day, we associate green, people drink green drinks, they wear green clothing, they dye the Chicago River green. Why is that, considering it was blue? Well, originally, back in the 18th century, supporters for Irish independence started using green. So this is where the actual colour came from and has been associated ever since. Another one I liked as well from reading information relates to the parade. Now, we all know that the St. Patrick's Day parade is a very famous parade indeed. But did you know it was started by the Redcoats? Some of the Irish-born soldiers serving in the British Army would march through Lower Manhattan on St. Patrick's Day just to a local tavern to have breakfast. That's kind of cool. Now, speaking of food, corned beef is associated with St. Patrick's Day, but there's a lot of interesting facts about this that you probably didn't know. For example, that corned beef is not the basic dish that is eaten back in Ireland. That's more of like a ham-stroke bacon kind of meal, which is very different indeed. So how did it change from this to corned beef? Well, a lot of the immigrants back in the 19th century were not well off, and getting certain products were very, very difficult indeed. So they would buy corned beef from the Jewish neighbors. So a lot of the food that you now eat has that kind of like Jewish, Irish stroke immigrant influence that you're eating. So it's a bit of history that I found very cool indeed. And I must admit, I do like corned beef. It's very delicious indeed. Now, the next part I'm going to be talking about relates to the shamrock. Now, the shamrock, which is also called the simroy, is a sacred plant from ancient Ireland, and it symbolizes rebirth of spring. But there's more to it than just that, as you're about to find out. Now, I'm English, I'm from England, and I have to say that my historical past is not always, or has not always been the best in the world, as many countries know. But then again, no country is actually innocent of the things that we have done. Now, I'm afraid that the English persecuted the Irish quite strongly, and as a result of this, there was a lot of people that were very displeased with this, and they started to wear the shamrock as a symbol of their pride for their heritage and to show their displeasure with English rule. As a result of this, and through subsequent years, the shamrock became more associated with this day as well. Now, these days, that persecution is not going on, but the shamrock is still with us, and Irish people still have a lot of pride in relation to their history, so good on them. Right, now I hope you enjoyed all of that information I gave about St. Patrick's Day, some interesting facts as well, but the key thing is it's a sanctuary valley. The decoration is nice. We've also got some other St. Patrick's Day deco that came within the game, like within the File Pass if you decide to get it, but I'm going to enjoy this valley a lot. I like sanctuaries, I like the fact I get lots of rewards, and I can also get a gorgeous new deco as well from my collection. Hopefully you enjoyed a bit of historical knowledge, but either way, I will see you in my next video. Now, this screen here relates to watching videos. This one up in the corner relates to subscribing. So click and follow, everybody, and I'll see you next time. Bye now.